So a very similar option to the separate trust, but with a minor adjustment. So same picture as you saw before, but this time we allow the surviving spouse to decide what assets go in the shelter trust after your death, assuming you're the first to die. So what this does is it ensures the spouse can analyze the assets at the time of your death, can decide how much do I need in my name, how much does a shelter trust provide, and based on the facts at that time, determine what can be allocated to the shelter trust. Typically, this is called a disclaimer, and it's made within 9 months after the spouse's death. And then the balance of those assets end up in the marital trust, which we talked about before, and the pros and cons are very similar. You get the creditor protection with the shelter trust. You get to provide for the surviving spouse if necessary. You have more flexibility on the division of assets because if the surviving spouse gets to decide what goes into the shelter trust, they have a lot more flexibility at the time to determine their needs going forward. The drawbacks, though, the decision at death. You are hoping that the surviving spouse will make the right decision. He or she may allocate too much. They may not allocate enough. That is a risk involved, and that is one of the drawbacks. Similar to the separate trusts before, there is still the Medicaid look-back issue because a disclaimer is also deemed a transfer, and the marital trust is still exposed.